Hey guys, my name is Kirkshinta Turnipseed and I am a digital entrepreneur. I help people create digital economies from home and earn high dollar days. We're talking about, commissions of $500 and more. That's what I'm excited to help people do because it's truly life changing. So I have the pleasure of working with people like our guest today, which is Charlene Davis. And she went from being a traditional business owner to starting a digital business from home and becoming a digital entrepreneur. So what I want Charlene to start with doing is just introducing herself. Tell us a little bit about you, where you from, and how you got started. What's been your journey?
Okay. My name is Charlene Davis. I live in Wisconsin. Big Green Bay Packer fan. And I am married. I have two daughters. They're 16 and 10.
Oh, boy.
So I have my hands full for sure. One just started driving.
Oh,
so I grew up in a family that was very entrepreneurial. My parents always owned something. Mm-hmm. And so when I got to be an adult, I knew that I didn't want to do that. And I tell you that because I saw them work themselves to death. They worked 80 hours a week. They were never home. Mm-hmm. I pretty much raised myself. I didn't have parents. So when my husband came to me and said, let's start a business, and I said, you are flipping crazy. I'm not going to do that because I want to have a family. I saw it kill my parents. Mm-hmm. So, but I also knew that working for someone else was never going to meet your goals. If you wanted to be financially free and have a schedule that was your own, you don't get there working for someone else.
Absolutely.
So being the good wife that I was, I gave in and said, fine, let's do it. And we worked and worked and worked and worked. And I tell people this all the time when they tell me, oh, but it's $100 to get started. But I spent $750,000 to start my business, and I didn't even earn a penny.
Right.
So $100 is nothing. $200, it's nothing.
It's nothing
to create some freedom.
Right.
But what happened was, it took us 3 or 4 years to really start making any money with our business. Mm-hmm. And then you had mentioned earlier, the economy took a downturn in 2008, and it hurt a lot of people. And I had millions of dollars worth of stuff that was worth half overnight.
Wow. So you're underwater.
Yes, I was so backwards, and we hung on for a couple more years because that's what we had. That's what we had to do. And eventually, as a family, my parents and everybody, we decided it was just time to close. Mm-hmm. So we did that. But what do? I was in my late 30s trying to start over because when you own a traditional business, you sink everything into it, your 401ks, your profit sharing, everything that you have to try and make that dream live. So we closed and we had nothing left over. So I essentially was in my late 30s starting over from nothing.
Right.
I went back to work and it was awful.
Yeah. So what was it that made it so awful? Like a lot of people don't understand transitioning back into the workplace.
Yeah.
It's a difference between when you've never been an entrepreneur and you work. But then when you go from, so what was it about that made that so hard?
Because what people don't understand is they have a boss and they get conditioned having that boss tell them what to do every single day. But when you have that freedom and nobody is telling you what to do, and you do it because you either love it or you want to change, you want something different, it's hard to report to somebody and have them and tell you when to be to work, when you can leave, how much vacation you can have, if I can take my kids to the doctor. And that was really hard because I had my own schedule for 15 years. Mm-hmm. And now somebody's going to tell me what I need to do. I really struggled with that.
Right. I saw your daughter walk by, or she's walking by.
Oh, yeah. My office is her gymnastics room.
Oh, okay. But, isn't that amazing that, you could be home with your daughter? Hey. Yeah. This is live and in color. You can be there with your daughter. If your daughter needs something, you don't have to ask permission to say, I need to go take care of my baby.
Right.
They're not babies, but they're your baby. Right.
But they are. They'll always be. Mm-hmm. That doesn't ever change.
Right.
So it is nice to be home with them. So now I'm getting to the point where I'm ready for them to go back to school because I don't get a whole lot done during the day.
Right.
But it is nice to be home. And if they want to go to a friend's, I can take them to the friends. And just a little while ago, I took them to the dentist, stuff like that, and not have to worry about asking my boss if it's okay.
Right.
I just go. You just go.
Yeah. So, Charlene, tell me this. What was the thing that made you decide that you were going to become a digital entrepreneur? Like, what did that look like? Like, how did you get to that space of deciding that you were going to position yourself online to start earning?
Well, that was a heck of a journey because when I was in business, I also knew the power of network marketing. So I dabbled in that for a number of years while I also ran my own business. So I really understood the leverage of how those programs worked. But I got tired of having house parties. I got tired of leaving my kids and having someone else put them to bed. And I wasn't making any money. So after I was back in the workforce for 2 or 3 years, not really doing anything, I really sat down and I thought, what is it that I like? What do I like about network marketing and what don't I like about network marketing? And I like the leverage. I like the time leverage, but I don't like being gone. So an online opportunity just kind of fell in my lap, and I hadn't thought about it before, but I started working that opportunity, and it was a high ticket program, very unautomated, and nobody taught you anything. And I fell flat on my face, and I spent tons and tons and tons of money trying to learn. And through that program, I met someone else who was involved in other online programs. And that's really how I got started, was kind of by accident. And I think that's how a lot of people get started. And I knew right away, this is what I want to do because I'm home and I can set my own hours and I don't have to talk to friends and family and sell them some crap, that they don't want. And they're only buying it because it's nice or it's too overpriced or whatever. You know?
And they don't continue. So it's like that. I always talk about like the myth of residual. Like residual income is great. Like I think it should be a goal of everybody to build residual income as in their portfolio. But people don't understand it takes time to build, and you have to have people maintain packages in order for you to build residual. So Instant Pay, which are the programs that we are aligned with, Instant Pay programs that pay high commissions, allows us to create whatever economic levels that we want for ourselves daily and weekly in our business. And then we can take that and invest that in residual income. We can invest, we can do things with the Instant Pay money. So there is like freedom in not only being a digital entrepreneur, but being positioned with Instant Pay programs.
Absolutely. And that was something that I didn't learn until maybe 4 or 6 months ago. I was always working a residual program, but I'm like, oh, it's not happening fast enough for me. And then that's when I discovered the Instant Pay. And that has not only helped bring money into my household quicker, but now I can take a portion of that and reinvest it in one of my other businesses that create that residual income. And so the two really work synergistically together. They really do.
Exactly. I always say that every entrepreneur should have an Instant Pay program on the front of their funnel, because if you have programs that are residual, that means that in order for it to be residual, you have monthly auto ships. So you're bleeding money and you need something to basically stop. I mean, you have to think like a business owner. You need an Instant Pay program to stop the bleeding, so that you can pay for those auto ships. You can offset your business costs. If you have traffic costs, you can offset that. But you have to have an Instant Pay program in your funnel or in your portfolio programs that you.
It just keeps your cash flowing, and that's the key to owning any business. I don't care if it's traditional or online or network or what it is. You need to keep your cash flowing every single day.
Absolutely. So what do you love most? So the program that we actually promote is called $25 One Up, and it's an instant commission program. We are in our team, which is called Boss Empire. We position ourselves to make commissions from $125 daily all the way up to $500, and that has been life changing. So just to give you an example of what we do and what it is. So what do you love most about the program?
I like the fact that it's simple, it's easy to understand, and we can bring in a new person to the online space who has no experience whatsoever, and they can begin earning, within their first couple of days or their first week, their first commission online. They don't necessarily need to wait a year or 2 years like I did. Did I lose you, Shin? Lost you.
No,
so they don't
I got a phone call. Sorry.
Oh, so they don't need to wait to start earning online. If they can follow some simple directions, they can do this business. I mean, plain and simple.
Absolutely.
So
and that's what I love is just people being able to get plugged in and being able to be connected with people like you. Like, I love our tribe, and
yeah, everybody's awesome.
I feel like that's one. Yeah, I feel like that's one of the things I always wanted was to like build a tribe of people that were inspired to change their economic, like not just like a lot of people complain. They're like, oh, well, I want to make money. I want to have a profitable business, but then they don't want to work.
Mm-hmm.
But then they're not around other people who are inspired as what we are in our tribe, who are, it's so much energy when you're around other people who are doing it, who are not just saying they want to build a different life for themselves. They're in there doing it. And that's what I love about our tribe is we're doing it. You know what I mean? And I love it.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
So I'm excited to be connected to people like you.
Yeah. Thank you.
We all have such different stories, that are amazing. And I mean, I'm always blown away by people's stories of how they came to the online space.
Yep.
And kind of fell into digital entrepreneurship, which
yep.
is just so different.
Yep. Yeah, I too love hearing about other people's backgrounds and where they live and where they came from. And I mean, the other thing that's really cool about this business, we meet people from all over the world. I have a gentleman on my team who's from Kuwait. Kuwait is halfway around the world,
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, because anywhere, I mean, it's global.
Right.
You can accept payment from anywhere.
Right. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So
like,
that is
what do you see for yourself? Like, what's next? What's next for you?
Well, I haven't built my businesses where I want them, so I'm really focused on that right now. And I do still work because I have that huge debt from my other company to pay off. So I don't want anybody to think that you can't do this part-time while you are working, because you absolutely can. So my next goal for me is just to really get all of that debt caught up and get some stuff paid off. My ultimate goal would to have everything paid off at my house, except my house, and to be able to quit my job and just do this full time and enjoy my family. So I really want to grow this business to the fullest extent, and I don't think I'm not even close to being there yet. And of course, help other people along the way to be able to do the same.
Yeah, but you will get there, Charlene, because one thing about our team is that we give a blueprint, and that blueprint is effective. Because, last week we had people who, bust out $400 within 2 days that never made their first online commission ever. We had, Sabella bust out a $900 day.
I know.
So, like, the blueprint, so the blueprint is like, it's working, and we're teaching people the power of consistency and positioning as well. Because when you position yourself at levels where you can earn commissions in 1 day of $500, $250, $125, right?
Yep.
That's powerful.
Yeah,
that's
so life-changing.
It's life-changing income, and it's not chump change commissions. And I use that, and people laugh every time I say chump change commissions.
I like that.
But it takes a long time to build an income to do what Charlene is talking about, being able to leave a job when you're earning $25 commissions, or you're not earning commissions that help you leverage yourself to change your economy.
Right.
But there's also, I want to say one more thing though. The other thing that's going to be in Charlene's benefit is as she brings people in to this team and plugs them into our team blueprint, plugs them into our tribe, helps them start building their own sustainable business, digital business, then their second sale gets passed up to her, right? And the same happens to them. So there's leverage built in to help you build a full-time income and not have to work so hard. You work smarter, not harder. You position yourself, and then you have leverage. And there's those two things together, explode.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. So I'm excited for Charlene's journey because she's doing all the right things. She's positioned herself. She's doing the work. She has an amazing story, and she already is getting results. So I don't know if you want to talk about like what you're doing in your biz.
I won't get into too many sordid details.
Yeah.
But you know, I haven't been doing the Instant Pay program that long, but I'm able to generate at least a couple sales every week. So it's a couple $100 every single week that I didn't have before. And I know for a lot of people that I talk to, that's huge. Huge. $100 a week is huge for people.
Right.
And so that's kind of where I'm at. I'm only doing a couple $100 a day or a week in this program. But I'm definitely doing some things based on what our group is training on and the blueprint. I'm generating more leads than ever before. Yes. That's going to quickly be $500, $600, $800 per week.
Absolutely.
Very, very quickly.
Very quickly. And from free traffic strategy.
Right. And I'm not spending any money.
Not spending any money.
Yep.
And that's what our team, our specialty is, you know, I'm not trying to make this about me, but the blueprint that Charlene is talking about, I created that because I was in a position before when I got into the online space where I lost thousands of dollars.
Me too.
On traffic that was supposed to convert. And I did everything. Oh, just invite them to the calls. Just do this, do that. I did those things with such consistency. I drove myself crazy.
Yep.
And guess what? It did not convert. I did not get sales. And I said, there has to be a formula. And I literally took months and studied and figured out the formula and reverse engineered it. And then I taught it to my team.
Yeah.
So those mistakes allowed me to be able to create a tribe and teach the tribe what not to do and how to leverage free traffic strategies to get what Charlene is having in her business, to be able to create multiple $100 plus payments or more in your business. And that's life changing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Ugh. I don't even want to think about that.
What?
I said, I don't even want to think about that. I don't even want to talk about it anymore. It just makes me mad. But what do you want people to know about, let's say someone was on the fence about starting a digital business. What would you say to them?
If they're on the fence, I would say just get started. You don't have that much to lose. I mean, you have nothing to lose, but you have everything to gain. So you don't know unless you try. You have to try something. So if you want to get out of your situation or you've got bills to pay or whatever, you have to try something. You just do. You can't sit back and keep doing the same thing day in and day out because you're never going to get anywhere. Right. You're not going to improve your life by wishing, by wanting. Nope. You change your life by taking action. And that's what, that's another thing, like in our tribe, we're like, listen, you got to do it because you have to build the life that you want. And so that was like really great advice. Really great. Because I see a lot of people say that. Oh, I wish I could. I wish I could change my life. I don't have any money, but I need to make money. Yep. Then go make money. Like there's no in between, Yep. And some people just need to have that extra push. They want, and there are those people out there that want to, but they just don't know how. But we have the how. Those other people, if they're not willing to work for it, they're never going to make it. So if you're willing, we will teach you the how. Exactly. Yep. Yeah, we're big on teaching in our tribe. Teaching, showing, modeling. Yeah. Well, I just want to thank you for I know you're super busy, so I just want to thank you, Charlene. Thank you so much for sharing your story because it's so intimate. But I appreciate this is fun. Yeah, I appreciate you, and I do want to end this by saying that this will be floating into the social media space. So whoever invited you to watch this video,
you know, make sure that you get back to that person. If it was Charlene, get back to Charlene. If it was me, Krishinta, get back to me. Whoever it was, get to that person and take action. You know, this program is amazing. There are no monthly fees. You can earn $125 commissions all the way up to $500 commissions. And wherever you position yourself, you are eligible to earn at that level and every level underneath. So it really allows you to create high dollar days with a one-time investment.
Yep.
And to be able to get a blueprint from our team and start knowing what to do, and to start getting into profit mode and build a sustainable digital business, not just make money, build a sustainable digital business. All right. And that's what we help people do. So we look forward to you joining our tribe. We look forward to you starting a sustainable digital business, putting in the work, getting high dollar days like we're doing, right?
Yep.
And creating whatever life that you want. All right. So Charlene and I will see you on the next video. Bye, guys.
Yep. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, Shin.